This is what it looks like. It's literally black. It's somewhat of a coffee replacement. At least that's the way I like to use it. It doesn't really give you the stimulant effect that coffee would give you, but it gives you a energizing effect, kind of like an adaptogen might. This is all the stuff that was in it. If you can see, this is literally a reishi mushroom. And then there's Buplerum, which is this stuff. They're like roots. Buplerum is also known as chai-hu. There's some other stuff that kind of looks like mush now that it's been brewed. This is one of the ingredients. This is called faux tea, or HeShouWu, and it is the prepared version. You want to make sure it's the prepared version, not the raw version. Same with the Rehmannia, which I'm about to show you too. So this is the faux tea. It's generally called faux tea in America. That's not the real name. That's a fake American name. It's actually called HeShouWu. You can see the spelling right there. Right there, HeShouWu. That's a good one. It's good for hair growth. Very nourishing. Here's Rehmannia. These are Rehmannia chips. This is prepared Rehmannia. Again, just like the HeShouWu, you do not want the raw. You want the prepared. It makes it much more grounding. Again, it's also good for hair. Not as well known as the faux tea HeShouWu for being good for the hair, but it is good for the hair. It's also good for just being grounded and nourishment. It's called a blood tonic in traditional Chinese medicine, and the blood represents more than just the literal blood. It's also like nourishment, basically, you could say. And just so you can see, Shu Di Huang, or Rehmannia, that's what I call Rehmannia right there. That's a great one, and it tastes good. It has a sweet flavor to it, as long as you get the prepared, not the raw version. And I would put, well, in this batch, I put like 4, and I would probably put more next time because it turned out a little on the bitter side. It can be sweeter if you add more of the Rehmannia, so you can kind of see how many mushrooms I used. I used this reishi mushroom and this reishi mushroom, and I double brewed it. You want to brew it for probably 2 hours, realistically, because this is not making like a infusion, like an herbal infusion like you would normally make with tea. This is a decoction, which is different because it's roots and mushrooms. And so this you want to bring to basically a boil, or a low simmer, I should say, for 2 hours or so. What I do is I just stick it in this instant pot, put it on the pressure cooker mode right here, and I do it for 2 hours. And then it comes out, and then I strain it through this strainer. Or, if you want to get kind of crazy, I also have this thing right here. And this is for like oil filtering, for an oil filter. And then I have like papers that I bought, but I ran out. And these are all my herbs. Like literally all these boxes are just boxes of herbs, and you know, see all this, all that stuff all the way back in there. All this, all my herbs. Even this is herbs. Even way back there's more herbs. I just have a huge collection of herbs. I don't know what's back here. Yeah. Oh, Noto ginseng. And then I've even got a box right here of, this is all reishi mushroom and HeShouWu and Rehmannia. All that. So yeah, I got a lot of herbs. Anyways, I'll show you the other two herbs that I put in here. This is Buplerum. This is a ChaiHu, I believe. Yeah, ChaiHu, as it's also called, Buplerum. And it is, in Chinese medicine, used to calm down the liver. It's a good liver tonic. Well, maybe tonic isn't the right word, but it's a liver cleanser. It's cooling in nature, helps you kind of relax and calm down and things of that nature. And the reishi mushroom, as you already saw, this is just what it basically looks about the same before you brew it compared to after you brew it. But you know, that's what it looks like. It's a little more hard before you brew it. After you brew it, it's, it can bend. Like this. Bends. But, basically, I just wanted to show you the herbs that I use, the process that I use, and explain a little bit more about it. So these reishi mushrooms, I actually explained the gist of what these herbs do in my YouTube video where I talked about herbs for enlightenment, etc. And so basically, if you want to look at that on my YouTube channel, you should just look at that. I'm not going to repeat it. But basically, this formula as a whole, I do, before I explain what it does, I'll explain the portions. So the HeShouWu, however you want to say it, whatever you want to call it. Well, let's start with the biggest portion. I do the most reishi mushrooms. As you can see here, I did like 2 of these big mushrooms, something like that. And then I did 4 of these Rehmannia chips. Next time I will probably do like 6, actually. And then for this, Buplerum, ChaiHu, I did about like a kind of see in there, like maybe a handful. And then kind of the same amount of this. So I would say probably the most reishi is the highest amount of everything. This is kind of probably about the same amount. And then these are like kind of like half as much as those. Both the Foti and the Buplerum. So what this formula does is it's incredibly grounding. I like to share this formula with people, or like make it and give it to people because it tastes good. It's somewhat of a coffee replacement because it's kind of bitter. It has that coffee satisfaction type of flavor that's bitter, but it's also kind of sweet. It gives you a lot of energy. It's very nourishing, very, very grounding, and a lot of people after they drink it, they just feel much more calm. And like I've had people immediately say like, oh wow, like it's all like down below, like it feels like the energy is like pulling them down, and like they're just way more grounded and whatnot. So that's basically what this formula is for. It's a great formula. I came up with it myself. I hope that you can at least try out these herbs in some sort of manner, if not in this formula. Thanks for watching. Check out my YouTube channel for more of this information. I am doing this on Instagram right now, but I will probably post this video to YouTube as well. And YouTube is where you can actually find all of my videos. I don't know how many I have, but like getting close to 50 videos now or something like that. So if you're on Instagram and you want to actually see my video collection, go to YouTube. That's where they're actually all at. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.